NBC5 today, and we are coming to you live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever virtual Dream Builders event. If you're wondering, who's this woman talking to us and getting all excited? My name is Deborah Ferguson, and I'm the morning anchor at NBC5 today, and I am excited. So pleased to welcome you live today from the Dallas Area Habitat website. This is, we're all doing things differently in 2020, and I'm so proud that Dallas Area Habitat was able to do this so that we could carry on with this very important event. We are pleased you could be here. We're pleased you can have some fun with us and learn a little bit more about Dallas Area Habitat and the amazing work that goes on in this city. So what are we going to do today? Well, we have a great lineup of speakers. We have some very special messages from members of our community. And above all, we will share with you some truly amazing stories of the journey to home ownership from two very special families. And if you heard me kind of catch my breath there a little bit, it's because these are powerful stories of the difference this organization makes. And if you have a tissue box close by, good. If you don't, you might want to get one. All right, so I'm a reporter at NBC5, morning anchor, journalist for a couple of decades, so I'm really into facts. So I want to share with you some facts about Dallas Area Habitat. Dallas Habitat has built more than 1,700 affordable homes right here in the city of Dallas since 1986. That's an incredible number. Habitat offers a robust curriculum of financial education classes to get Dallas families ready to be successful homeowners. You got to get educated sometimes. Right now, all of these classes are online, so they are available to anyone through this website. And we work in partnership with city leadership to advocate for affordable housing. And we empower partner families to do the same, to strengthen the communities where they live. We are definitely stronger together. And we're stronger when more of us are living in our very own homes. We serve 25 communities through neighborhood revitalization. Oh, yes, we do build houses too. We provide a 0% interest loan to our partner families so that they can build equity in their homes from that very first payment. Habitat for Humanity in Dallas is helping families to have safe, decent, affordable shelters. And this mission is so very important always, but especially important now as we are all spending time in places that we call home. But all of this work, all of this success happens only because there are people like you watching us today and continuing to give gifts to this organization. So you'll hear a lot of gratitude for that. And I just want to add my voice to that chorus. All right, so shall we get the party started? I said we'd have some special guests, some important people, and one of them is Dave Crawford. Dave is the CEO of Dallas Area Habitat, and it is my pleasure to have you hear from him as he shares some insights about this fine organization.
Hello, Dream Builders. Welcome, and thank you all for being here today. I'm Dave Crawford, CEO of Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity. We are thrilled you are sharing your time with us today. You may not know it, but we're making history together. This is the first ever virtual Dream Builders event, and we want to thank you for being such a big part of it. Please allow me to extend a special word of thanks today to our Dream Builders Chair, Lee Bird, CEO of At Home, whom you'll meet in just a few moments. Lee and the At Home team have been passionate supporters of the Habitat mission, ensuring that all families have access to safe, affordable housing. We are grateful for Lee and his compassion and work on behalf of the families that we serve. I also want to extend a word of thanks to Deborah Ferguson for joining us as our MC, as well as our attendees for being here today, and finally for our sponsors, table captains, and donors for your financial gifts. You all make it possible for us to drive all of the incredible programming that we offer to families throughout Dallas. With your ongoing support, we're able to build affordable homes, provide financial education for hundreds of families, support neighborhoods through advocacy, revitalize those neighborhoods, teach area students about financial best practices, and so much more. In fact, counseling families to become mortgage qualified and home ready, regardless of buying a Habitat home, is also a part of our mission. In just the last 2 months, we closed 15 Habitat built homes and saw an additional 10 Habitat families become homeowners here in Dallas by buying on the open market. That's 25 families in just 2 months, thanks to many supporters just like you supporting the Habitat mission. While the pandemic has slowed or shut down parts of the world, Habitat has certainly not. We've continued to build homes, educate families virtually, and to provide mortgage relief for families throughout 2020. Our mission to serve families has continued and even expanded to focus on our shared humanity as a community. One thing is for certain, COVID-19 has shown us all how important home truly is. From Habitat to humanity, we are more inspired and more focused than ever. You will notice that we are broadcasting this event live via our donation page on Facebook. If you have already made a gift to support Dallas Habitat, thank you very much. If you have not made a personal gift to support Dallas families achieve their dream of owning a home, then I hope you are inspired by the events today and that you will take just a moment to give in support of this important work and mission, as well as to share about Habitat's work with your own network. Thank you again for joining us, and please enjoy today's event. Now, let's get back to Deborah Ferguson, who will take us through today's event. Deborah?
All right, Dave, thank you so very much in telling us more about the mission of Dallas Area Habitat. And, you know, Dave talks about the generosity and that it takes people coming together to create success that happens in this organization. So right now we want to take a minute and really step up and say thank you to the sponsors of this event. So here we go. If you know them, if you're sitting next to them, round of applause, pat on the back, whatever it is. At the foundation partner level of $25,000 or more, At Home and our chair, Lee Bird. Also, Pioneer Natural Resources, we thank you. At the $15,000 level or more, we call At the Heartbeat of Habitat, is Loylo Rugs. Thank you. The $10,000 and above level, we call At the Builder. And sponsoring us at that level this afternoon is SSCD LLC, Ryan LLC, Camelot Strategic Media and Marketing, and the Billingsley Company, as well as Dior. Thank you so much for saying yes to this event and this organization. At the framer level, 5,000 and up, is BP Industries, Hilti North America, Parkway Construction, Catalina and Santiago Horba, G-Style Furnishing Limited, Republic Services, and your Dallas Stars. And of course, we know there are many table captains who've also worked hard to make this event successful. Those are listed on your screen. So table captains, thank you. Thank you for the support and what you're doing to make this event successful. And really, I want to bring back Republic Services again. One more big thank you to this group who helped us kick off the Dream Builders event by spreading kindness throughout the city. Maybe you noticed it. We hope you did. If not, I'm going to tell you. Back on Friday, November 6th, just a few days ago, an army of Republic Services volunteers delivered 1,000 yard signs to Habitat homeowners to spread a word of kindness to each family. Republic Services, we are so grateful to you for serving these neighborhoods so well. All right, it goes without saying, Dave talked about it, I'm telling you, this is a fundraiser, folks. We got some work to do, and if you're wondering, well, what are we trying to do? Honestly, we're trying to raise $200,000 in this 1 hour together, in this virtual Dream Builders event. If you're committed to the organization, you know it's money well spent. If you're maybe new and you're thinking, okay, what is my money really going for? I want you to pay attention right now to the story of one woman's journey to home ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and listen to the story of Lakita Banks.
Hello, My name is Lakita Banks, and I am the proud owner of a Habitat for Humanity home. I started this journey a little bit before 2011 when I was helping a friend build her Habitat for Humanity home here in West Dallas. And then another friend built her home off of Bear Street on Valentine. And I was like, wow, you guys are getting these houses? And they were like, yeah, Habitat is doing them. They are definitely worth what it takes to get one. The program and finding out what it would take to become a homeowner. I did not think a home was definitely in my future to own, and went through all of the steps to make it happen. One of my very favorite stories to tell is the day that we started the build on this house. It was sleeting. So I knew without a doubt that they were going to call me and say, we're not building today. So I muscled up the strength, got in the sleet, and I drove to this site. When I got to this site, I turned on McBroom Street. The street was filled with cars from the stop sign to the stop sign at Navarro. And I was greeted with so much love from people who I didn't even know. They didn't even know my name yet, I don't think. But the first person that I encountered was the parent of one of the students, offering me a hot cup of coffee. It was freezing outside, and that was the first initial meeting with this lady. I didn't know who was going to be my sponsors, nor did I even know that there was a sponsorship type thing. I just knew that I was going to build and Habitat was going to help me. So I got on the build site and I was greeted by Claire and her mother, Miss Noble. Miss Noble, like I said previously, is the parent that brought me the coffee. Like, they had everything set out and, just walk up and get a coffee, but she greeted me with a hot cup of coffee on this really cold day. And that, along with the fact that when I moved in, they came together and gave me a separate housewarming. Like, who would have ever thought? Like a cake. On the cake, they drew a purple door. They brought a gallon of grape jam paint and painted my door
purple. Painting party.
A purple painting party. And so I'm forever grateful to Habitat, because just being a sponsor, by being a sponsor, you gain the respect, you gain the love, and I feel like this is my family. I don't feel like, oh, these are sponsors. No, I feel like this is part of my family. Like, I love you, Claire.
I love you. I do love
I really do. I'm so thankful for you. I'm
always
so
thankful for you. Oh, you're gonna get me crying. No cry.
I'm so thankful for not just Habitat for Humanity, but the people that Habitat for Humanity brings, the relationships that they allow you to foster, and
the lives that they change.
The lives that they change.
By the time I got to Lakita's house, I was already loving building, but really the relationship I was able to build with Lakita made me so much more excited, because I was really able to see more the impact that Hockaday and St. Mark's as schools could really build on this street. Specifically, I mean, Lakita's impact on Hockaday and Habitat's impact on Hockaday cannot be ignored, Hockaday and St. Mark's. While yes, I feel like Hockaday and St. Mark's have given so much to Habitat, we cannot ignore how much Habitat and our Habitat families have contributed in educating the Hockaday and St. Mark's families. We have had interactions that probably never would have happened before, and meeting people and hearing Lakita's story and our other Habitat family's story, and really just kind of opening our eyes to relationships and places of our own city that we probably would have never traveled before if it weren't for the Dallas area Habitat. So just thinking about that, I mean, people at Hockaday are now more aware of some of the social justice issues that need to be addressed. The importance of housing. By looking at housing and addressing housing issues, you can improve so much more. You help food security, you improve education, and understanding the importance of housing as a fundamental human right. I work with Boston Area Habitat for Humanity, and at Boston College, where I went to school, I was the president of the Boston College Habitat Campus Chapter. Every year on our first general meeting, we were trying to get people to catch that habitat bug. Do you know who I talked about? I talked about Lakita. And I talked about my experience as one of the house leaders back in my high school build of the most enthusiastic, generous, grateful, gracious, happy people I've ever met, and that was Lakita.
Aside from me just telling you my story, my journey, my experiences, I'm speaking for families just like mine. This program, Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity, changes people's lives. So from my heart, I thank every sponsor. I thank every sponsor that's donated for other bills. I definitely thank my sponsors like crazy. And you guys just need to know that from a perspective of a family who is taking full advantage of Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity and all that it has to offer, thank you in advance. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping make another family's dream come true.
You know, how many of you all are so teary-eyed after watching that story of Lakita and Claire? I know I am, and I've seen that video a few times, but it just shows the work of this organization and the power that it has to change lives. And 9 years later, these women are still connected and still consider each other family. And if you're thinking, man, I want to be part of that too, you can through your donation today. Remember, I talked about we're trying to raise $200,000. So I just got the total too that I want to share with you. We are at $127,650. So we are so much closer than we were when we first started this event. So we got a little more time to go, but you're doing a great job so far. So thank you for what you've done at this point. All right, so today we're going to meet some special guests, Lakita and Claire, totally VIPs. But now I want you to meet our next guest. We are so excited that he is on board this year. Lee Bird II, the chair and CEO of At Home. At Home is a significant partner to Dallas Habitat and Habitat International. And I know that Lee has some wonderful stories to share with us about his involvement with this organization. So we want to get to Lee now, live in the virtual living room. Lee, thank you so much for saying yes, I'll chair the Dream Builders event this year. And then you invited some partner companies to come along too. So that's like bonus, double bonus there. You know, I'm a reporter. I like asking questions. And when it comes to the work of Dallas Area Habitat, I want to know your why. Why are you so involved with this nonprofit? And then if you would introduce us to our special guest.
Sure, thanks, Deborah. Well, the reason why I'm involved is I feel like it's our responsibility to help our fellow man. I would tell you, I was raised by a single mom that received help from another family when we were growing up. She was trying to make ends meet, and this gentleman helped our family. He actually hired my mom and paid for her to start going back to college. And because of that, our family was set on a different trajectory, and we were blessed because of that. And I would tell you, the opportunity to be a part of Habitat does the same thing. The opportunity to help other families and be personally involved in their lives has been a special moment for me and the folks that I've been a part of on these projects as well. So I would tell you, for me, the personal experience from the Habitat standpoint, I've been a part of the Habitat organization really from a build standpoint and a partner standpoint for a number of years. In fact, just a few years ago, one of the most special moments that I had was I was at a dedication ceremony where the families received the keys to their home. And it was so exciting that the families were going to get the keys, and I was there with Ashley Sheets, our Chief Marketing Officer with At Home, and we were there and we went to the door with the family. They were going to receive the keys, and it was a mom and two little girls, and the older little girl, I could tell she wanted to get in the house so quickly, and I figured it was because she was going to rush in to get her bedroom and get to pick out her bedroom, but she the mom opened up the door, and the little girl ran into the kitchen with her little sister, and sure enough, they turned the water on. And she said, "Mom, the water works." And it just broke my heart to feel that they even had to make sure the water was running, because obviously they may not have had that experience at some time in their life. And then the older sister went to help her little sister find the bedroom that the little sister wanted. And that was just such a wonderful experience for me, and to just be a part of that. And I had helped build that home with our team from our company, and it's just been a great opportunity for us to be a part of the Habitat experience. It's our opportunity to help dreams come true, and that's what this organization is all about. And I get to be here with a friend today. I get to be here with Jimmy Lights. Jim Lights is the chairman of the Dallas Stars. He's had a great career. He and I have known each other for a number of years, and I have the opportunity to ask him a few questions about his career and the great run the Dallas Stars had this year into the Stanley Cup. And so with that, I'll just, Jimmy, I'm going to start asking a few questions, if that's okay.
Great, Lee. I just want to say this before we get started. It's a privilege for me. I've been involved with Dallas Habitat on a number of projects over the years, both personally and as part of the Dallas Stars organization, and it's a privilege for me to be here today.
Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Well, I want to jump right in so folks can get to know you. I've known you for years. I know your career, but it's been an amazing career that you've had in the sports industry. So just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a lawyer by training. I was practicing law in Detroit in my 20s when my number one client, a fellow named Mike Illich, who owned a pizza company, a small regional pizza company, Little Caesars Pizza in Detroit, bought the Detroit Red Wings, basically out of bankruptcy. And I immediately, I'd been a sports fan my whole life, and I played a lot of sports as a kid. It was a dream come true for me, and I went on the Board of Governors when Mike first bought the team, the National Hockey League Board of Governors, and I've been involved in professional sports ever since, 1982. Now to 2020, so 38 years in some form or fashion in different sports, different times, but my love is hockey.
Okay. Baseball as well too, right?
Yeah, I did a short stint with the Texas Rangers. You know, I never thought I'd leave Detroit. I got started with the Red Wings in 1982. We had great success. I got engaged and got a lot of experience in managing the Joe Louis Arena. We developed the Fox Theater in Detroit, which is just an unbelievable, great venue.
Been there?
There, just spectacular. That was my baby for several years, getting the theater renovated. And I always thought I'd be in Detroit until I got an opportunity to come to move the Minnesota North Stars franchise to Dallas in 1993. Gave me a chance to get out of Detroit, which I always thought was something I wanted to do if I could get to a warmer climate. And Dallas has been home ever since. And started with the Stars in '93 when the franchise began, with Norm Green as the owner. Mr. Green sold the team to Tom Hicks in 1995, 96, and Mr. Hicks, we had good success with the Stars, started to get on a roll, and in 1999 we won the Stanley Cup, President's Trophy winners in '98, and in '99, and then in 2000 we got to the Stanley Cup Finals again and lost in 6 games to the New Jersey. And in the middle of all that, I became the president of the Texas Rangers as well, because Tom had bought the Rangers in '97. So I had a 3-year stint of running both teams, and then left for a year. I didn't like baseball. I like baseball, but I didn't like the job of trying to run both teams. It was too much. I had family and other considerations to worry about. So I left and went to Phoenix for a year just to do hockey again. I spent 1 season with the Phoenix Coyotes in 2002. Came back. Mr. Hicks didn't like the looks of the team when I wasn't there, which was very gratifying for me. He asked me to come back because I wasn't that happy in Phoenix. Dallas was home. My family was here. I never had moved them. And I got a chance to come back and do the Stars a second time with Mr. Hicks, and was there until 2007. And then I had 4 years where I spent most of it with the New York Giants, building the stadium in New York for the Mara family, and enjoyed that. And then when I was gone, the Stars went into bankruptcy with Mr. Hicks, along with the Rangers. And lo and behold, I got a chance to come back to my old job with Tom Ghilardi in the revamped Dallas Stars in 2011, and have been with the Stars and president, CEO, and now chairman since Mr. Ghilardi bought the team.
Got it. Wow.
That's my story.
It's an awesome career. It's
Great.
fantastic. Well, so you must have seen some crazy things happen along the way in your career. So tell us a little about maybe what's your most unusual thing you've seen in your career?
Well, nothing probably comes close to what we've experienced this season in 2020. Everyone has a 2020 story, right? We were banging along. We had a team that won the off season. We felt we had made a lot of moves that were great in the summer of 2019. Going into the season, we felt we had a team that could compete with anybody, and we started out 1-7-1, which is the worst start in the franchise's history. And we thought, my gosh, what went wrong? What did we do wrong? Had a young coach, and we kind of were just struggling with what to do. We kind of found a way to regroup, and over the course of the next 50 games or so, we were unbeatable. We had the best record in the NHL for the next 50 games, and got back into playoff contention. And then about 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, which was a total surprise to all of us. None of us felt the season was going to be lost to this. We lost, didn't win for the last 6 games before the season began. So we had this crazy bad start, great middle, bad ending. Pandemic hit, league shuts down. We don't know what to expect. In the middle of that, we lost our coach. Had to promote Rick Bowness to be the head coach of the team, and then. We had, an unbelievable playoff run. We didn't get off to a very good start, but we had an unbelievable finish, and we got to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, won 3 rounds of playoffs, played beautifully well with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Heroes jumped up all over the place, and it was just a fantastic run. So of all the crazy things to think about is playing, 20s, some games in the bubble with no fans, and having the team perform it unbelievably well. 1 overtime games, unbelievable drama. Came back from 3 goals down to win by 4. I mean, it's like there were more records broken by the Dallas Stars in our franchise's history in this playoff run than any other time. So it was very gratifying, but really crazy.
Created a nice distraction from the pandemic for all of us at home.
Us too. And to not be able to attend.
That would just
for me,
so hard.
I never miss playoff games.
You helped build this whole organization. You can't even be a part of it.
Can't even be part of it. I mean, it was almost impossible for an American that wasn't a player,
right?
Or one of the coaches to get into Canada to be part of the bubble.
Right.
I mean, they made it impossible for you to travel to it. So, I sat at home and just like you did, and watched every game and bit my fingernails, watched and paced, and I drove my wife crazy, but and my family crazy. But it was really unbelievable. There's nothing like it.
It was.
Great.
Well, so how did you build this team? Tell us about how you got to the point to be in the Stanley Cup Finals this year.
Well, it was franchise again. I started with the Red Wings when we were bankrupt. I started with the Stars when we were just getting started with an undercapitalized franchise in '93 when we first moved here. Quickly had to change hands, and then started again when the Stars were literally in bankruptcy, coming out of Chapter 11. And it really starts, Lee, like every business, by hiring really good management. I had the privilege of Tom Gallardi giving me really the keys. He's not here to run it every day. I have a lot of gray hair, a lot of experience, so he kind of vested in me the ability to bring people in, and I got lucky in my second year here. I noticed that we felt we needed to get a better general manager, a little more experienced person than we had, and I was able to hire my great friend, old friend Jim Nill, who was probably the best, not the most experienced non-GM GM in our league, and Jim is really the key to our success. He's done an unbelievable job of finding talent, evaluating talent. Finding good people to work with him, scouting, evaluation, knowing agents, handling the cap, competing, finding competitive players, and doing everything right. We make mistakes, but Jim keeps them to a minimum, and he has a great relationship with our players. He's done a great job of finding and building a coaching staff and a minor league system and doing all the right things, the things you need to do to be competitive in our business, and then being really good in the community and not creating any distractions or problems that we can't overcome.
Right. Yeah, Jim's just a wonderful person.
Yeah,
and
great.
his wife is amazing. Becky's just great.
Great.
So
Great.
just,
Family people, they're just terrific.
Yeah. And gosh, what a hockey mind. So,
Yeah.
So I run a public company and has its own challenges with a whole lot of shareholders that you have to make sure you understand their needs and meet their expectations. But that's a lot of shareholders. You have one owner, and you have to deal with one person. What's it like to deal with just one owner versus having multiple owners?
Well, sports teams are generally are owned by families as opposed to corporations. It's just the nature of it. There's almost all family or individually owned franchises in all four majors. It has its challenges. It's sometimes quirky, but you know where you always know where you stand with our owner, with Tom Gallardi. And he's not that unique. He's different. He's unique only in that he's 1,500 miles away in Vancouver, British Columbia, where he manages and runs his business. But I talk to him every day. I mean, I would communicate with Tom on a regular basis, all the time. He's a hockey fan. He understands the game. He probably knows more about sports. He's owned junior teams and minor league teams than most owners do. He gets it. He understands its culture and what it needs to do. But it's, because you're dealing with it, sometimes it's emotional as opposed to what's the right business decision to make. Sure. They get engaged. There's a fan in them that's part of the process, which makes it a little less rational than it might be in other businesses, of which I've been a part of and other things. It's different. But it is unique. You better be able to manage up if you're in my chair, because you won't be there long if you don't.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Same applies in a public company.
That's right.
So, a great career you've had. Obviously, we just walked through that. Tell me one of the hardest things you've had to deal with, professionally or personally, during that time in your career.
Lee, it's been a blessing, my career. I always kid with people, I'd hate to have to go get a real job. I've had all these 38 years in the sports business. It's been great. I've been really lucky. We've had a lot of success over the years. I've been involved with winning franchises for the most part. After digging out of holes, it created really good situations both in Detroit and in Dallas. So I've been around a lot of winning, which in our business, if you win, it's fun, and if you lose, it sucks. It's not good. Yeah. So that's kind of where we are. I haven't had to overcome an awful lot of adversity. The toughest thing sometimes is when you don't have the success you'd expect to have. And sports is winning and losing every day. Yeah. 82 times a season plus playoffs. Yeah. We have to win or lose. And I was running minor league teams. You've got to deal with their schedules and their problems, and they're winning and losing. And then when I was doing baseball as well as hockey, it was 6 minor league teams. I mean, we were playing 1,000 games a year. Wow. 1,000 games of winning and losing. You might not be paying attention to what's happening in Spartanburg with a short season rookie franchise, but you still had to worry about it. So the winning and losing is always tough because sometimes it has nothing to do with anything that you've done or not done, and everything to do with some athletes. Problems at home, or gosh, who knows what. Yeah. So a lot of times it's out of your control because it's really about people as opposed to products. Yeah. People come with emotions and problems and a whole host of things you have to deal with. But you better have a hide like a rhino, and better be able to be patient and kind of work through it, or you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, I get it. Well, a lesson for all of us on how to think about that, having the right perspective in life.
Yeah.
So the Dallas Stars are a partner here in the Habitat program today. So tell us a little bit about how you give back personally and how the organization gives back.
Well, that's a really good question. We strive and have striven, I guess, to make sure that we are engaged through our foundation and through our players and through the people in the community that we can touch. Pro sports are very unique. We have the ability to touch people in a lot of ways. People pay attention to what we do. They put beat writers on us, as you know. Yep. The media gives us an inordinate amount of attention, way more than we really deserve in the world's perspective, right? Yeah. But by doing that, we've always felt an obligation to get engaged with charitable aspects. And I personally have been engaged with the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society as a chairman of their drive. I'm very engaged every year with JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, because of people that in my family and other people that have been touched by those conditions and problems and issues. And we've been engaged with through the foundation with any number of important important causes that have been that are part of our society and deal with, and nothing more important to us than Habitat for Humanity, which we've been engaged. We've built homes. Yeah. We've engaged ourselves in fundraising. Like I said, I'm privileged and really happy to be part of this process, as kind of tough as it is to do this virtually. But we want to engage, and Habitat for Humanity creates just what we like in our business. You know, people ask, well, why was the team so successful? It's because the players in the playoff this year, on their own, through hard work and dedication and all the things you need, create an environment to be successful. And that's really what Habitat for Humanity does in its partnerships with our community and with other people to help fundraise and to make the bills, and then to create a partnership with the patrons and the people that end up with getting involved and getting engaged and end up in their homes, right. Which is, there's parallels there, I think, that are important, and we're proud to be part of the Habitat for Humanity 2020 drive, and we hope you all kind of take the time and give to this great cause. We're doing that. Hope you guys all end up giving $100 or more, because you're going to be able to attend a Stars game on us if you do so. So we're thrilled with that opportunity, and really looking forward to seeing everybody back at American Airlines Center. We can all go to games in person.
That would be awesome. Jimmy, thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Lee.
Fantastic. Thanks
Appreciate
for the
it.
partnership.
Thank you,
everybody.
All right, Jim and Lee, thank you so very much. Lee, great job being the chair of this event, bringing along your friend there, Jim Lights. And hey, they told us a lot. They talked a lot, but they left a little something that I can share with you too. And I'd like to do that right now. Okay, so this is about fundraising, right? So, and our goal is $200,000. And if you're sitting back thinking, you know what? Not there yet, maybe this will get you there. Jim Lights and the Dallas Stars are donating 2 non-premium tickets for every $100 donation. 2 non-premium tickets for next season. And Dallas Stars in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. Great team is going to look good for next season, and you want to be in the arena to cheer them on. So for your $100 donation, 2 non-premium tickets from the Dallas Stars. So that is fantastic news. So hopefully that'll give you some incentive. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much for what you're doing to be part of the Dream Builders event and the bigger effort of the Dallas area Habitat. All right, so they have lots of passion for this city, lots of passion for the families served by Dallas Habitat. There's one more special guest from the Dallas Stars I'd like you to meet right now, and that is perhaps the best goalie ever, Marty Turco. Marty, what's up?
Well, that was fun and interesting, but I got to tell you, that isn't the Jim that I know. I've had the pleasure of sitting in his office, and sometimes not really the pleasure. Someone, when you're running the organization and doing it for as many years as he has, sometimes Jim just isn't so nice and sweet, and he doesn't pull any punches. I've sat in that hot seat just a few times. But the good news is I've learned a lot over the years from him. When he's our president, we're winning Stanley Cups, and he's our president, we're winning conference championships down at American Airlines Center. The one thing I always know about Jim is that his heart is in the right place, and that guy just wants to win. I thought I was a competitive guy until I met Jim Lights. So he's also competitive and doing the right thing and doing what's right in the community, and most importantly, doing some great things, what you're doing tonight. I'm Marty Turco, ex-Stars goalie, franchise leader in a few things, but I think the franchise leader in giving back as well. My term here with the Dallas Stars has led me to become the foundation president, which I currently sit in. And it's one of the greatest things I got to be as a professional athlete was to give an opportunity to give back. The platform isn't something you necessarily grew up dreaming about. You want to stop pucks, win games, win championships, and just be a good, solid teammate. When the opportunity came, it was one of the things I just totally fell in love with. Philanthropy has been important in my life. I was taught as a young kid from my mom to always give back for those who need a little bit extra. And today, getting to do it on a bigger platform and have the Dallas Stars family, players, fans, and management behind us doing great things in the community, it is just a dream come true for me. What we're doing here, obviously, is something really darn important. There are people that need us out there in the community, and what we're doing here for Habitat is super darn important. And so I want you guys to get a chance to enjoy it virtually, to hear some great stories, but most importantly, know that North Texas has always been one of the greatest places in the country, not just to live, but in terms of giving back. So what you guys can do for us is, reach in and see what you can do during these tough times. Most importantly, we just hope you're home, safe and sound, taking care of your loved ones. Appreciate you guys showing up. What a great run we had, 14 wins in the Stanley Cup playoffs was amazing, and hopefully you guys can be just as amazing back for Habitat.
Yeah, Marty, thank you so much for all the great years on the ice, all the great memories that you gave us. But more importantly, thank you for giving back to this city and giving back to this organization, Dallas Area Habitat, and, really showing us what a winner looks like. We see it in you. We see it in Jim Lights. We see it in Lee Bird. We also see it in this organization. And we want to surround ourselves with winners. So we hope you do that. We hope that you watching this afternoon will take that step and be part of Dallas Area Habitat with your donation. A lot of you already have. So while Marty was talking, I was getting the new total. Okay, so I don't know if we can do a drum roll through this. I can't. I'll do it. Okay, our total now, remember we're going for 200,000. Our total right now is $138,500. We are doing it, Dream Builders. We're making it happen. Thank you so much. And we're going to keep going forward because we got more work to do. And perhaps you maybe need a little more inspiration. Man, our next guest has it. Boy, he's got inspiration every time one note comes out of his mouth, one single song. Ladies and gentlemen, a very special message now from our friend. We're proud to call him our friend, Kirk Franklin, Grammy Award-winning musical artist.
Hi, friends. I'm Kirk Franklin. For all of the people listening and watching today's live broadcast, thank you for learning more about the work of Dallas Area Habitat as they offer safe, decent, affordable homes to families. Habitat is passionate about putting God's love into action for all types of families through affordable housing, but they need your support to achieve this goal. Right now, homes are more important than ever, y'all, and ever to assure our health and safety. Please consider a generous gift during today's program to help more families achieve this dream of home ownership. If who you are called to be includes making sure that your brothers and sisters have a safe place to call home, then you know what to do.
Hi, I'm Carmen Holmes, Vice President of Development for Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity. We have heard from some great leaders today about how much this mission means to our city, to the families that we serve, and to the communities where we live. So I want to pour out a special measure of thanks to Lee Bird, to Jim Lights, to Deborah Ferguson, to Kirk Franklin, to Marty Turco, and to some other families that you'll see in just a few moments. We are grateful for your support. You have really risen to the occasion. We continue to receive donations, so keep up the great work. Thank you so much. But I want to take just a second to tell you a little bit more about the Dallas Area Habitat mission. We don't give away homes, and we weren't founded by Jimmy Carter, although those are two very important things that we do. We do build homes, and Jimmy Carter is very much a part of our mission. We actually train families to be successful homeowners. We provide a robust curriculum of financial education. We provide one-on-one HUD-certified counseling from our homeownership center at Dallas Area Habitat. We originate loans at a 0% interest rate so that families can begin to build equity and build asset wealth for themselves and for generations to come from the moment they make that first payment on their home. So what you're doing is you're coming alongside these hard-working families to help make a dream achievable that they never thought was possible before. You heard from Lakita, you're going to hear from the Pacheco family in just a second, but these donations that you're making right now and that you've made before today are so important to this journey for so many families. As Deborah mentioned, over 1,700 homes have been built by Dallas Area Habitat since our inception in 1986. We also provide advocacy. We help homeowners be empowered to have a voice in their city, in their government. We build communities. We're building strong communities through our advocacy and government relations program. We do build new construction. We also revitalize neighborhoods. There is so much work that's being done, and we can't do it without you. We can't do it without your gifts, without your volunteer support, without your companies. An extra measure of thanks to our sponsors as well for today's event, bringing it to you at no cost. But all of this wouldn't be possible without your support. So please continue to give generously. Again, a grateful word to the Dallas Stars for providing the 2 Dallas Stars tickets. We're all anxious to get our sports back. So for your $100 donation, you'll receive 2 Dallas Stars tickets, compliments of the Dallas Stars. Again, thank you. We're going to see another homeowner family today. I hope that you'll respond generously. If you feel compelled, if any of the information that we've shared today has warmed you, has stirred your heart, to volunteer, to give, please respond. Please do so generously. And we look forward to the next time that you're volunteering with Dallas Area Habitat.
Hello, this is the Pacheco family. My name is Julio, and this is my wife.
Angelica Pacheco. Nice to be here and be able to share our journey with everyone. We've been here in our home for, I believe, 2.5 years?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. I know Julio, he was my boyfriend at the time. And so we had been praying. I had been praying too for a while because we knew we wanted a home, and we eventually knew we wanted a family, but we knew we wanted to have a home for our family. And just because of maybe the homes we lived in, they were great homes. We had a great family, but neither of our parents ever owned a home. And so just us being human, we wanted to go with the lot across the street because that one was going to be finished first. And so we were saying, oh, it's the fastest, so let's get that one. But then when I looked at this lot, I told my husband, I told him, no, I think God wants us to be at this lot. And so we came to this lot and we prayed for it. And then it just felt like this was the one. And so now that we look back on it, we're like, yeah, this was definitely the right choice. We love this spot.
As we felt terrible because we had to miss the first day, but it was a good reason. My wife and I were getting married that day. And so we just felt like as our foundation in marriage was going to begin being established by the Lord, we also felt that God was establishing this home for us here. He placed us here, and we felt that God has called us to be here and just to be a light to this community. And we try to be that, and we try to just love and share the people around us.
We were discussing, we always wanted to have a home for our family. And so then we were blessed with our daughter. She's going to be 6 months. We were pregnant last year, but at 2 months, they told us that we had lost our baby. So we're so thankful because now we get to raise our rainbow baby, and she's beautiful, and we can't wait to see her grow up in her house. And we always been the type of people, I don't know if we've ever really had our own room for maybe like a year or two that we had, but it's just so crazy to look at that your daughter, now she has her own room. I really think it's just opened the eyes up, opened everyone's eyes up that are like my family that's around us, like your family too.
Yeah, I'm sure they're surprised too.
Yeah, because like my brother, he's also getting older, and now it's something me and Julio were telling him last time. This is something that a program that you can get in. You're single, and this is an opportunity that you could probably take. If we could do it, now we're able to help him to try to do it. So I really do believe it's just helped open the eyes, because I know also Julio's brother is also looking into the program too. So I think it just makes it, if someone sees that someone in their family is buying a house and gone through this program, I think it just makes it seem attainable. If we could do it, then they can also do it too. And so I also do believe my dad, I think him seeing us in our own home and seeing that we're purchasing it, I think he just he's very proud of that. And also just our church family too. We talk about family, but also this is a home that we are able to invite our church family to, and we always prayed together that whenever we came to purchase a home, that we wanted to use it to always glorify Jesus in any way possible. And so we were able to do that with hosting our Bible studies here for our youth group, able to have church family over during the holidays. And so that's been a real blessing too, because we never thought we could practice hospitality in our own home.
I love West Dallas. I always see myself in Irving. That's why I grew up. And I always envisioned myself there, but her family was always kind of more in this area, and it just grew on me. And I don't know. I love people here. I love the area, and I think God has placed us here because there's much need. There's people who need to hear about Jesus, and it's an opportunity for us just to go out and talk to people here on the streets. A lot of people just walking back and forth, so we're able to share with them.
Now that we have the baby, I guess it's just something that you don't ever really think about when you're younger, but then when you're maturing, you think a little bit more differently as to when she gets older. I mean, if I really want to, I can mark the walls of how she's grown over the years, because it's my home, and she'll get to know all these people around us, our neighbors. they're also with Habitat, and so the kids playing across the street, I want her to be able to play with her community here and say, oh, you know, I grew up with my neighbors, or, you know, we just never know, they're best friends or something. And I think that's something that I never personally had, and I don't think you really had either. And so that's something that we want for our kids.
So we just want to thank Dallas Habitat for Humanity, and we couldn't do it without them.
And we also want to thank Highland Park United Methodist Church and all the core volunteers. And this is who we do it for. Mia Grace, our families. And we're asking you to give today for families just like us who are looking for a safe place to call home.
Isn't that little Mia Grace adorable? Don't you just want to squeeze her? But what joy she brings to her mom and dad, Julio and Angelica, to the Pachecos. Congratulations on being in that house, making that dream come true. We wish you well as you continue to build family there and open up your home to so many others. Thank you very much for sharing that story. You know, it takes people, it takes all of us coming together to make dreams like this happen. And you are doing that today through this Dream Builders event. You are building dreams. How far along are we? Well, I can tell you, we are so much closer to our goal of $200,000 than when we started this program about 50 minutes ago or so. We are now at $150,200. Oh, so close to that big goal that we want. Thank you very much for stepping up, being a part of this effort. And if you know somebody, you know, who in your circle, so you think, you know what, I think they'd want to help out too. Donation page will be open all throughout the day. So just send them that link, encourage your friends to be part of this effort. And if you know Dallas Stars fans, remember too, for every $100 donation, you get 2 non-premium tickets to go see the Dallas Stars next season.